From Scooby-Doo to Frodo and Sam, duos are special. And so am I. What? Hey, look, there's my duo right now. Come on, man, come in. Everyone, please meet Michael. Michael, say hi. Hey, guys, what's up? Hey. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that duos make the world go round. I mean, think about it. Like, everyone wants a real friend, but how do we know which ones are the real friends? Friends that are willing to die for you. Real friends. How many of us? How many of us? If you go on to Google and you look up the most iconic duos of all time, some names that you'll probably find are SpongeBob and Patrick, Tom and Jerry, maybe some Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. You know, all extremely iconic duos. Alright, unmatchable, untouchable. Even more iconic than these random people on TikTok talking about, oh, we're an iconic duo. What? No, you're not. You're not iconic. No one knows you. You're not even close to as iconic as Corey and Dashy. But listen, as I thought of this video, I knew if I really wanted to find the most iconic duo, I had to do it right. I had to set up a few ground rules. Because we had to be playing by equal grounds on all settings. We can't just pull different things up whenever we feel like it. We have to do it justice. And no, not you. We can't just let any type of duo in here. Because then it's just gonna be like, what, like an hour-long video? Like, that's not even possible. We are not doing any real-life duos, okay? We're not doing Corey and Dashy, okay? Just as an example, okay? I'm focusing on duos that come from beloved, franchises, if you will. So it doesn't even have to just be cartoons like SpongeBob and Patrick. It could be something like Wolverine and Deadpool for all I know. As long as it's a made-up character, we can count it. Just like Will Smith and Carlton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. One of my favorite duos, in fact. But since they are not listed on BuzzFeed.com, most iconic duos, we're not using it, okay? For those of you who know BuzzFeed, we all know that BuzzFeed knows what they're talking about. Especially when it comes to things as important as iconic duos. Sorry, I just have to make it fair. I have to set ground rules, okay? Everyone wants to be an iconic duo, but if you are not listed on BuzzFeed.com by name, your boy Cronkulous do not give a damn. I also want to make something clear. These duos that I pick have to be relevant in today's economy. So I'm not gonna waste my time talking about Felix and Oscar from The Odd Couple. Whatever in the world that even is. Seriously, what is that? No one knows who that is. Why is that on there, BuzzFeed? We're not talking about irrelevant frogs. So me personally, as the unique human that I am, alright, no one else out there is like me. No one else out there is like you. I went through the BuzzFeed list and I saw the ones that I thought were most iconic in my head, that carry a lot of weight behind them, okay? So do not take this video as gospel just because this random little boy on the internet that you're not even subscribed to, by the way, subscribe, is saying that SpongeBob and Patrick are the most iconic duo ever doesn't mean that they genuinely are. That's not like, oh, etched in stone, in the freaking testament stone, bruh. No. I'm just saying that from the BuzzFeed.com iconic duos webpage list, I went through them and I came to my own conclusions, as you should do as someone on the internet, and not listen to all these people just speaking on the internet, okay? You can come up with your own thoughts. But without further ado, we're just gonna go in order from 5th most iconic to the 4th most iconic to the 3rd most iconic to the 2nd to the 1st. Let's start off with number 5 of the most iconic duo. First off, if you haven't watched Community, please do. You are disgracing your own self, alright? One of my favorite sitcoms ever made. Actually, no, my favorite sitcom ever made, but one of my favorite shows. It's a hilarious show I remember binge watching during quarantine. It actually shaped a lot of my humor, and a huge part of Community's humor is actually this dynamic, Troy and Abed. If you've already seen Community, There's not much more explaining I need to do. They were the type of friends to get into a cat fight and then 2 hours later make up with a kiss. Creators of the Emmy-winning daily talk show Troy and Abed in the Morning, and prolific rat researchers. They were always ready to just go on the next adventure with each other while having a smile on their face, while even if the whole rest of the world was crumbling around behind them. And if you ask me, I think that's an absolutely beautiful thing that deserves to be celebrated. Shoot, good thing we're here today. They are also both bilingual. We stan. All in all, if you've seen the show, you know this is as iconic as a duo as you can possibly get, okay? But we can still get higher. Can we get much higher? Barbie and Ken are probably the most relevant in today's space on this list. At least at this moment of me speaking at this second. After the award-winning blockbuster hit Barbie came out, these two have been pop culture icons. Favorite Halloween costumes for couples all around the world. Not only are they relevant in today's year of 2025, but these things came out in freaking 1959 and they were still relevant, even more relevant back then. Yes. Talk about Unk. Now, most of you uncultured fools who have never watched this movie will probably think Barbie and Ken are a love duo. But if you've actually seen it and are cultured like me, you will know, no. These two are not a romantic duo. Barbie do not want you, Ken. You are not a 10. You are just a friend. You are just Ken. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Clearly Barbie does not want this man. Okay? And for that reason, I think there's just inconsistencies in what they both need and what they both want. Therefore, they cannot be as strong as a duo as someone who both have the exact same needs, the exact same goals, who are working together. They're just like, okay, they're kind of cool and fun to watch on the big screen. Therefore, that justifies me putting them at number 4. Not quite as iconic as the last guests. An undeniable iconic duo that deserves its props, but not good enough. Speaking of common goals and interests, number 3 will shock you. So stay tuned as I tell you to check out my music channel, because today will be the first day that a new song will come out by me, yours truly, on my music channel. How many stocks do I really have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. That's how many I have back in my back pocket, okay? And even more than that, this song playing right now is the song. Alright, if you want to hear more of it, go to my music channel. The first song I'm putting on Spotify. Go check it out, please. I worked on it hard. Anyway, back to the point at hand. Number 3. Shrek and donkeys are two opposite worlds that combine together to create a lifelong friendship that is beautiful and unique. They both met each other in the time of life where they both really needed someone. And even though this friendship wasn't mutual at the very beginning, it still was not hindered because it was real. Donkey just being called a freak simply because he could talk, being himself. Shrek being called a freak just because he was green and he was ugly. Do those stories sound similar, do you think? Both friends went through the same experiences that they didn't even put themselves in. This is just how they were born. And that's why I think this duo is so iconic, because it's based on a real experience of human connection. They were both slandered and thrown to the trash throughout their whole entire lives. And then finally, one day, their lives crossed. And from that point on, they became inseparable. The universe could not pull them apart, no matter how hard it tried, alright? Do you remember the first movie when he tries to build a wall? Or even in the Shrek musical when they sing a whole song about it? I do. Nothing could stop these two from coming together. It was almost as if, it was almost as if, I gotta cut that one out. It was almost as if they were destined to be together. And since the movie is basically a fairy tale, that might be true. They might have actually been destined to be together. And let me tell you something right now. In the real world, alright, where community Barbie take place, there's no such thing as fairy tales, alright? Life is not a fairy tale. It's a hardship. A horror movie, in fact. Get used to it, squirts. Grow up. They managed to fill up each other's hearts when they needed it the most. And that's truly what friendship is about. The essence of friendship. Needing someone there for you. Finding someone that completes you, in a sense. Therefore, Shrek and Donkey are up there, okay? They're very iconic. Thank you, Shrek and Donkey, for showing us what a true friendship and iconic duo can look like. But you guys are still not good enough. Goodbye. Bring up the next guy. Bert and Ernie are famous Sesame Street characters, truly iconic for decades since this came out. And I think a big reason for that is actually because of their natural chemistry. Another opposites attract situation, but add in the fact that they're living together 24/7. Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of fights with each other and a lot of disagreements. But guess what? They are still as tight as my butt cheeks on a plane ride. In fact, there's a lot of theories from fans saying that Bert and Ernie might actually be lovers. Well, I'm sorry to all those believers out there, but Sesame Street has in fact come forward and confirmed that they are in fact not gay. They are in fact just friends that live together, okay? Can that not happen anymore, fellas? In their words, they are simply just puppets. They are not real humans. But if you ask me, puppets or not, if this was a true love connection, alright, if they were truly in love, I mean, they are in love, but if they were in a romantic relationship, that should be praised. I mean, look at this. Is this not beautiful? Is this not what you want from any type of relationship, straight or not? No matter how many fights they get into, no matter how many disagreements they have, they're still able to be like, yeah, you're my guy, man. You're my guy. You know what? I love you, man. I love you. And I think that's another thing that should be celebrated. And I think that's why Bert and Ernie are so iconic on Sesame Street. Because without even saying anything, it's showing kids that even with disagreements, you can still find a friend in someone else. Alright, we're not gonna all agree that watermelons are the best fruits, but we can all still come together to have dinner. Dang, bro, put that on a t-shirt, my boy. Truly beautiful messages behind them. Alright, any type of friendship or love is gonna be beautiful, but still it's not enough in my humble opinion. All right, so let's move on from Bert and Ernie. Let's let them get back to bath time with their rubber duckies. Okay, we got more important things to deal with. A simple fact about life is that siblings know each other the best out of anyone else. You grew up together, you had the exact same experiences, you grew up in the exact same household, you had the same people raising you. There's absolutely not much that you can hide from a sibling, okay? They know you to like the back of your hand, all right? They've seen you at your best and they've seen you at your worst, even before like anyone else could. And with that, you're gonna have, disagreements, much like Bert and Ernie. But with Bert and Ernie, it's more of a choice. You don't choose your family, all right? You get what you get and you do not get upset. And that's exactly what happened with these two brothers, Mario and Luigi, an extremely iconic duo. If you played any game ever in your entire life, it didn't even have to be Mario games. If you played Halo and Halo was the only game you've ever played, you're still gonna know who Mario and Luigi are. It's like a subconscious thing. It just gets flooded into your mind as soon as you touch a game controller. You just know Mario and Luigi, okay? It's like ABC 1, 2, 3, Mario and Luigi. Rockefeller Records, please sign me, I'll be waiting. But what's interesting about Mario and Luigi being siblings, I never see them fight, okay? I know as a sibling myself, there's a lot of fights, okay? And if you are a sibling yourself, you know it's not easy. There's a lot of fights. You're probably gonna hate your sibling, in fact. Hate them. But with Mario and Luigi, they do not hate each other. In fact, they hate the common evil of the world, Bowser. Maybe they have certain hateful thoughts towards one another, but they at least channel it to the common enemy, Bowser, to take it down. Common goals, common interests. Mario and Luigi show brotherly love to an honest T. No, Rhett and Link, not you guys. You guys are a good duo, but you're not media characters. Goodbye. There's not a Halloween that goes by where I do not see at least 5 people dress up as Mario Brothers. Let's be real. Everyone's dressing up as Mario and Luigi at least 5 times every Halloween. You guys know what I'm talking about. I think Mario and Luigi are an iconic duo because they show exactly what a brother relationship should look like. Love, really. They don't even like show love in these in the Mario stuff, but you can still feel it. It's palpable. All right. No, it's not romantic. All of you drawers out there, no, get that out of here. I don't want to see that anymore in my life. It's brotherly love, and that's beautiful. All you brothers out there, please follow Mario and Luigi's example. Go fight Bowser, okay? And what kind of duo is it if you're not even trying to fight the same common evil, okay? Like, think about it. You're growing up in high school and you have your best friend, okay? What's the common evil? Maybe, oh, there's a test that we have to pass. We have to work together to beat it. Or, pause. Or, oh, there's Jason over there. He just dumped my best friend, Julia. We have to beat him up too. Pause on that as well. Basically, what I'm trying to say in a very convoluted way is that another part of being a duo is solving the problem that you both have. And if you've been paying attention this whole time, you will know that we're about to get to the #1 iconic duo of everyone that I've mentioned, okay? And this one may shock you, but when I explain why, you'll see. I don't like the Lord of the Rings because I'm not a geek. Shut up, all right? You don't have to like the Lord of the Rings to understand how iconic of a duo Frodo and Sam are. I mean, think about it. Let's go back through all of these duos that we've talked about. We've seen like a lesson from each one of them, all right? We're slowly ramping up to this final one. Whether that is brotherly love, or a common evil, or meeting each other right when you need it, all right? Whatever it is that we talked about today, we can find in Frodo and Sam extremely easily. For all of those who have not seen The Lord of the Rings yet because you are a fool, let me explain how the story goes. Frodo has a ring, okay? Are you following? That's very evil, all right? That like the most evilest demon in the entire world controls, and it can turn you invisible. It has these powers, all right? But he must go on a quest to destroy the ring for good because the super evil demon guy is trying to get it. And if he gets it, then like the whole world is destroyed. Everyone's dead. Everyone's enslaved, okay? No one wants that, okay? No matter if it's a fantastical world or the real world. But to do that, Frodo gets some help, all right? But the one that helps him the most is Samwise Gamgee. Shoot, if you've seen The Lord of the Rings, you know. Spoilers coming up. For all those people that do not know how The Lord of the Rings goes, watch it please, and then you can come back, okay? If it wasn't for Samwise Gamgee, they would have lost. It's just no question about it. He's easily the MVP of the whole story. He was there for Frodo when Frodo was about to succumb to the power of the ring, okay? He knocked him back in a sense. He was the only one with Frodo when they traveled. These 2 weak little hobbits with not even any shoes traveled through Mordor. For those who don't know, is the most dangerous land in the whole world. I guarantee you, if you send the US Army out there, they will get wiped by the people of Mordor, okay? But these 2 weak little hobbits who had no right to be there, absolutely no right. They should be home reading a book, eating some fish for dinner, all right? Absolutely no right to be out in Mordor, decided that they were going to do it because they knew they needed to save the world, common evil. But not only that, they had to rely on each other, especially near the end, because who else was going to do it for them? Samwise literally kept Frodo alive till the very end, and he finished the job for Frodo. If Frodo was just by himself, that whole world would be enslaved. There would be no happy ending. But because Samwise was there with Frodo to the very last seconds, that almost like brotherly love, that common evil, that meeting each other where they need to meet, almost like romantic type love, they decided that through each other's love and support of being such a good and iconic friendship, they realized their full potential and did things that absolutely no other hobbit could have ever dreamed of doing in their entire life. And that's exactly how an iconic duo should be, overcoming all kinds of odds because they have each other. Truly a beautiful message of friendship inside of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, between Frodo and Sam. That's literally all I have to say. I mean, it speaks for itself, truly. And if you have your own duo, whether that's being friends, co-workers, acquaintances, what? Or like romantic duos, like this is exactly what you should aspire to be like, Frodo and Sam. And maybe even all the other ones that we mentioned today, all right? It's all about love. We come back to love 100% of the time, and that's really important to understand throughout life. So with that being said, I really hope you bring that into the whole rest of the new year, because shoot, we only just started, baby. So if you take anything away from this video, remember to love one another. Love thy neighbor. This got so deep. I was not expecting it to get this deep, but that's exactly what something that's this iconic should do. And that's why I'm very proud to say that these are the most iconic duos of all time. Leave a like, maybe even subscribe. Check out the music channel.